all of you film junkies, you crackheads, you YouTube rabbit hole divers, this is for you. This is for you.
This one wasn't a surprise for me. I'm excited. I gotta say, I'm excited.
This for those of you that follow me, know I was a huge Gervon Dexter fan coming into the 2023 NFL draft. Man, I woke up. I went to bed late last night. I'm in the middle of rebuilding a V12 at work. I'm a little loopy. So this film room is not going to be as informative as usual.
Hey, don't lie to yourself ahead of time.
So this was a draft prospect from last year, drafted by I don't even know what pick he was drafted. Drafted by the Bears in the second round. He is a defensive tackle. I, for one, thought he was a first-round talent, starter level player. As I evaluated him last year. I think he has awesome size, incredible length, strength, and I just came away really impressed looking through his first 4 games. He plays a pretty rotational role. Chicago doesn't have him as a starter currently. So these clips are just in situations suited to what they're asking him to do. So a couple of man, I really don't know how I want to start this. Because usually when we do this, it's like I'm introducing a player, but this is the first time we've actually watched a player that's already been through college, been through the draft process, and now is in the NFL. This is him, 99.
I always think he's such a bigger man than he is, but he is not small.
No, he's not. And I like Chicago uses him kind of like Florida did, all over the front. You'll see him at the nose. You'll see him here in a 3. He'll shade 4-eye. I've even seen him out in a 5. Plays all the way, all over the front for the Bears. One thing I will say that a lot of people knocked him for were his effort. They said he didn't have down-to-down consistency, and that a lot of people thought he had a lack of athleticism, which his combine scores show you differently. And as you will see on this play, he's kind of answering the bell. This play is a backside. He's chasing down a backside. And this is not something you would have seen him do at Florida. Big man moving.
He's here for the NFL. He's here.
Yeah. And there, I mean, not much of a block to be shed there. But the effort is definitely something in the first couple of games this season that are popping on tape. He makes a couple of plays where he's just hustling, man. And you love to see that from rookies. He's trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to prove that he should get more playing time. And through the first 4 games of the season, his playing time has increased throughout the games. So we were talking about the Bucks earlier. So this is the Bears and the Bucks. Dexter is here. He is lined up, as you can see, straight up on a 5. He is head up on the left tackle. This is going to be an attempt at a double. Dexter is going to slide inside, and he's going to use the push, the double from Gadecki here to shed the block from Mock. So it's going to be pretty quick, but it was probably one of the most impressive reps that I saw in the first 4 games.
Well, that right guard there is a guy that a lot of people were pretty high on, from an athletic perspective. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yep, and I mean these are rookie on rookie crimes. So, so you see him move to a 3, head up on the tackle or on the guard.
Wow, you can't be doing. Man's got a family.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to slow this down, but you can see him get that outside hand up under right here. and he plants. And as soon as the tackle goes to kind of shove him to help him with that reach, Dexter just plants him on his face.
Yeah, he's gone.
And he's able to make the stop. So Gervon Dexter's run defense in college was this level. This is exactly what I thought would translate. I was really impressed going through these games how often the Bears were using him against the run game and using him to his strengths. So here we go. This is another run. Poor Cody Mauch, man. He got the Gervon Dexter treatment.
He really was welcomed to the NFL by a rookie. I mean, things you love to see out here. But I mean,
that's North Dakota State versus SEC right there.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the difference. If anybody's asking why some people worry about level of competition, this is why. But this is exactly like you're seeing translatable skills here. I am so much more interested in run defense and stuff in college because this is the stuff you need to be able to do in the NFL to be able to see the field early. And Dexter's showing it, man.
He's got such great hands.
He does. It's lightning fast. And like I feel like another underrated is how quick he reads blocks. Like he's into the chest and his eyes are up every single time. And it's kind of like he doesn't do like the actual lock and peek. He kind of he kind of locks after he figures out where it's going so he can use it to shed. It's a really because he's so big, like he's not going to get under people's pads for that kind of leverage, but he's so strong it doesn't really matter.
I remember like on his college tape seeing his play strength, but I don't remember seeing his hands flash like this. I guess I don't know if that's something I just missed, but like man, like his hands are more active now that he's moved to the NFL. I definitely noticed, especially with pass rush reps, like he's swatting at hands and stuff a lot more. But this is the kind of stuff he was doing in college. Like he's very skilled technically against the run. Like this is all stuff that popped on film. This is him backside here. Just chasing down plays, man. That's all you want.
He's 6'6", 320 pounds. Like he's chasing down plays. I just you don't see that hustle all the time, and I was just really happy to see it because it was definitely something he didn't do in college. Here he is here. This is against Joe Tooney.
That's a Pro decent Bowl play guard. A decent player right
there. Right. You know, one of the highest paid guards in football.
Man, he just jams him. That's awesome.
Yeah, jam, squeeze, and then sheds him to get in on the tackle.
I like the late extension. I didn't think I would. I didn't like the body to body, but I kind of like how he uses that to give himself rushing lanes, opposed to using it as just a means to see. He can see through the blocker and then extend to make the move work, and I appreciate that about him.
Yeah, it's one of those things I always talk about. Players playing within themselves, like he knows he's not going to get his pads low enough to make any defensive line coach happy. You know what I'm talking about? He's not making every defensive line coach or just coach in general has probably told him to get his butt down. Like
he's hitting his head on the shoot every time.
Right, exactly. But like if you can generate the power you need to move guys, like that's more important in my book. And Dexter, like he does so good doing that. We'll see the exact same thing. This is the best pass rush rep I got from Dexter. This is him here. He's gonna go one-on-one versus Trey Smith here.
I hear he's decent.
He's a good football player.
Good. Just
how many times have you seen Trey Smith throw his anchor like like
well,
he's dropping
like what you saw at Dexter in college was like, oh, he's got the ability
3, 4.
Oh my goodness. You just walk him back. Like that is not a bad football player.
No, if this wasn't Patrick Mahomes, this isn't a touchdown.
Just Trey Smith got to mean like you understand, like when that guy resets like that, it's usually game over. Like he'll usually out leverage you, and that's like set done. And you can see him like that's a panic block where it's like, oh shit, this is coming, and it's coming like right now.
Yeah, So, like, Dexter is stronger than some of the strongest NFL players out there right now. So, just another check for, like, things I saw on college tape that are translating very early. Just awesome stuff from Dexter. And then this one, this is the only, he didn't play much during the Denver game for some reason. Well, Chicago did have the ball a lot more than Denver. So, that was probably a lot of the reason. But this is how you crash on a loop, on any kind of twist.
Oh, you love a good pick. Yeah.
Just taking out two guys, man. If only his his 3-tech could have got around him faster. You know what I'm saying? Like if he didn't hesitate like that.
How do you let your pick man take down 40% of the O line and you still lose the rep? Like how does that even happen?
I don't know, man. So the Bears defense really is just kind of a hot mess. I really think Dexter needs more run, especially with their first team. They have Josh Jones and Andrew Billings as their two starting defensive tackles. Some of my favorite reps from watching all of this were Andrew Billings and Gervon Dexter lining up together and taking on the run. But the real issue with the Bears right now, and it's really kind of, I feel like, limiting Dexter's his production, definitely, because he still takes on a lot of doubles. He does a lot of things he was asked to do in college where he's not going to put up big counting stats or anything like that. But he does a fantastic job, like eating space and taking on blocks and shedding blocks and like pushing pockets and stuff like that. If the Chicago Bears could just get some pass rush around him, and maybe like Zach Pickens, also another defensive tackle prospect that they drafted last year, right after Gervon Dexter. He's showing a lot of promise. I really think they need to flip their starting rotation. I think Pickens and Dexter should be their two starters. But I just really, I'm really proud of myself for being, well, I was, and a lot of people thought like Gervon Dexter was going to slide down boards and stuff. He went exactly where I thought he was going to. He's a mid-second round pick. He's not only was he like my kind of player, like a big hulking, nose tackle / 3-tech, could play a versatile amount of fronts, and was just this big hulking, strong run defender. Like all of those things scream like draft guy, Jared guy, and it's so cool to see that translation, because it's not something I've really kept up with since evaluating. So it was really fun to watch these 4 games and be like, oh, all of this stuff is translating. Like I can kind of put this in my like scouting notes for the future. Like these were all things that I got right. These are things I can build on and grow on and learn from. And then like all of the other, like the pass rush and stuff, like those are still rooms and areas he can grow. And that's exciting because the Bears are still such a young team. Like they're still a young, cheap, like not very talented team. And I really feel like they have a piece in Gervon Dexter to build around. And that is so important for the interior of your defense. So kudos to the Bears for picking Gervon Dexter. Kudos to Gervon Dexter for balling out these first 4 weeks of the season. And I can't wait to see how this all shakes up for the rest of the year. It's something I'm definitely going to pay attention to.
People will never understand the feeling of hitting on a draft crush and seeing them just absolutely kill it. And like, I am happy for you because I think my biggest draft crush was Steve Avila, and he's not doing half bad. And I'm glad that we both got like wins. It's good to like see those wins and see him produce. Like it's good to see some of that stuff out there, man.
Especially because like the draft is such a crapshoot. So like, me and you watch hundreds of prospects every year. Like most of the time, those guys don't even see the field. So to have a guy that is just, first of all, he's on a team.
He made it. He made it
right. He made it to the regular season. Number 2, he's getting meaningful snaps. Like I would say he probably played 25, 30 snaps a game in the games that I was watching. And you're seeing a little bit of development. You're seeing a little bit of improvement in the areas you thought were weak, but you're also seeing that foundation So it was fun. I'm glad I decided to do that, and I can't wait to do it with more prospects throughout the season. If you follow me on Twitter, you also saw me throwing up a thread while I was doing this of Darnell Wright, which he was another huge draft crush. So I just had a lot of fun doing this.
Big game for Jared.
It was big film room for Jared. He was able to knock out a couple of things on his bucket list there.